bullies got a lot of juice. 4 different states, that's a lot of troops. Money coming in off the alley hoops. We split it 4 different ways, that's what family do. We hear them throwing shots, but they ain't prepared to shoot. We was raised in the game, every day we hoop. And I ain't talking controllers, homie. Even the cages in the hood couldn't hold us, homie. Animal. The left trigger got them focused on the send-off. Soon as they trigger the right button, then we pick them off. Never been a worker, always ordered the block. I ain't seen, I ain't heard, we avoided the cops. Kept a white girl, never short at the shot. Reinvest in ourselves, never short on shots. Get it? Z told me about a lot of you niggas. Disrespectful with the tweets, I don't follow you niggas. My youngest about the clout, couple followers niggas, and I actually have them follow you niggas. Don't get it twisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you come in, hit the like button. We'll have a show today. Hold up, let the intro play for a minute. Both posts over here flowing. I'm getting the tags and stuff together. Man, my boy Jay Kratos, we're gonna talk about these new rumors. Just give me 1 sec.
We hear them throwing shots, but they ain't prepared to shoot. We was raised in the game, every day we hoop. And I ain't talking controllers, homie. Even the cages in the hood couldn't hold us, homie. Animal. The left trigger got them focused on the send-off. Soon as they trigger the right button, then we pick them off. Never been a worker, always ordered the block. I ain't seen, I ain't heard, we avoided the cops. Kept a white girl, never short at the shot. Reinvest in ourselves, never short on shots. Get it? Z told me about a lot of you niggas. Disrespectful with the tweets, I don't follow you niggas. My youngest about the clout, couple followers niggas, and I actually have them follow you niggas. Don't get it twisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you come in, hit the like button. I'm on my Funk Master Flex. I'm dropping these bombs over and over again. Just give me 1 second, my screen froze. But as soon as it froze, I'm gonna start the show. Hold up, I'm coming.
Broadband bullies got a lot of juice. 4 different states, that's a lot of troops. Money coming in off the alley hoops. We split it 4 different ways, that's what family do. We hear them throwing shots, but they ain't prepared to shoot. We was raised in the game, every day we hoop. And I ain't talking controllers, homie. Even the cages in the hood couldn't hold us, homie. Animal. The left trigger got them focused on the send-off. Soon as they trigger the right button, then we pick them off. Never been a worker, always ordered the block. I ain't seen, I ain't heard, we avoided the cops. Kept a white girl, never short at the shot. Reinvest in ourselves, never short on shots. Get it? Z told me about a lot of you niggas. Disrespectful with the tweets, I don't follow you niggas. My youngest about the clout, couple followers niggas, and I actually have them follow you niggas. Don't get it twisted.
Alright, man. Hold up, here I come, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, post up with the close up. Your boy, I'm here. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? I'm in here with my bro, Kratos, Jay Kratos, the wealthiest gamer I know. What's going on, good brother? Talk to me.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, for sure. What, you was at a car show today?
Yeah, man, we sponsored this little car show here.
Yeah, I seen you had the McBride. What's my man name from Back to the Future?
With
the doors open.
Doc,
Marty
was that Doc Martin?
Yeah, Marty McFly though. Yeah,
Marty McFly. Yeah,
that's like, oh man, a lot of jokers probably won't even know what the hell that is. But what's other than that? Listen, I'm hearing great things about Assassin's Creed. I haven't got it yet. Hopefully, if I'm blessed and fortunate, I'll get it next week. Have you played it yet? Have you got it?
I haven't played it yet. I said that it was going to be a Black Friday sale. I mean, I just got too many games that
I know how it be,
just dropped, man. So it's like shit.
I know how that be. Like I said, I want to get the Fist of the North Star too. I said I was gonna get that and stream that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I like, they say I've seen a few people say in the community like this is the best Assassin's Creed that they've made in a long time. Like I said, I've heard good things about it. Some people, they were ragging about the microtransactions, and you got to be forced to do these little side missions before you level up and be able to go, complete the other mission, so you can be strong enough. But like I said, I depends on how they. I might just get and drop about $25, juice my man up a little bit, and try to run through it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, have you tried the Forza Horizon 4?
Yeah. I got it. I bought it on the PC. Before it was even out, and man, it was just fucking up on me. And
that's why I can't do that PC stuff, man. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. Not for nothing. I know that you can play. I have a rig capable rig. You know what I mean? I can play games if I choose to. Even like Gears of War, it looked better on my PC than it did on my Xbox One X. But I don't like the crashing sometimes. I just don't like booting up games from desperate. Like sometimes just rig. You know what I mean? I just hit and miss. I understand. Let me choose my words wisely. I understand that there may be problems sometimes with consoles. But I like the simplicity of it. He say, for somebody try to correct me last show about the term, plug and play. I know PC invented the term plug and play, but I like this again. Just sit down on my controller. I ain't worried about no drivers and everything's done for you. You know, what I mean?
Simple. It's simple.
Yeah, I know. Like, see, the people get to the mistakes. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of the X. I don't need the X because I get all this stuff on PC. But you run into the bugs a lot of the times, you know what I mean? Yeah. What people don't talk about. So like I'm hearing great things about Forza Horizon 4. But talk to me. Like, what are your thoughts about it before you what the rumors stuff?
It's a great game. If you play Forza Horizon 3, then you know what to expect. I mean, the game runs. It runs smooth. You can choose to have the 4K mode or have the performance mode. So I mean, it's a good game. To me personally, though, as a person that gets every single Forza that ever comes out, they could have dropped this as a patch update, or a big DLC bundle for $30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they didn't have to go and but it is what it is. Kudos for them. It's a good game. It's taking it from it. So I recommend everybody go and get it.
Oh wow! I've never heard that before. It's the first time I'm hearing that, but okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why, Z, and I want to explain myself a little bit.
Okay. Talk
all right. All right. I'm all about the cars thing, right? That's my thing. All right. Thing. Yeah. So, not every year they drop a new car. A lot of times, if you see a Toyota Camry this year in 2018, they won't change the body style for that car for another 5-6 years. So why would you keep bringing out the same game? You're not changing any cars. It's the same cars. There's nothing new. So all you're changing is the location. So why don't you just do what they did with Forza Horizon 3? Drop the Blizzard, drop the Hot Wheels pack, drop the the other different location DLC. You didn't have to go every other year, every year and do the same thing and get a whole $60. That's just my deal. I think they could have. I mean, Forza Horizon 3. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Okay. Same thing. From what I've heard, you got the 1080p 60 frame for console. That's the first time on console that Horizon will be in 60 frames. So if you have an X, you have that aspect of it. Well, you said I heard they were doing some things new. I know you into the car game. Also, somebody sent. I think it was Poe sent me something from Turrington Studios, who does the Forza franchise, and so we're not going to get a new Forza. What's it, Forza 8? That won't be out next year. So they had to stay scrapping things and doing new things. We probably again won't get that game until 2020 when Microsoft releases. I say 20 for the new console. We're going to talk about that too again. But again, like I said, I've heard nothing but I know you got some fans. So me personally, I've always said this, Microsoft used to have a game which called Project Gotham, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Remember Project Gotham?
Yes.
I was a huge, big fan of Project Gotham. You got to get the kudos. Remember they were called kudos and stuff. You had to get the kudos.
And before that, it was called Sega GT.
Wait, I remember Sega GT. They had something to do with that.
That's the successor to Project Cars. Is the successor to
that. Project Cars. I'm sorry. Project Gotham. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Project Gotham.
That's what I mean. Project Gotham.
I'm sorry, Project Gotham.
Yeah, if you go back, Project Gotham had kudos points. Now, if you go and look at the successor to that, it was Sega GT, which I have on the OG Xbox. I have it.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore. But Project. I think Blizzard, if I'm not mistaken, developed Project Gotham, and I've always. I don't think did Forza come out. That was a 360 title. It came out on the 360.
Yeah, 360.
Yeah, but I remember they came out with Forza. I was like, oh man, I was a huge fan of Project Gotham. You got the kudos. Then I think the last one was what's it called? What's the goddamn game? We were just talking about the car game.
Project Gotham.
Project Gotham. Yeah, you had
Project Gotham.
They put the motorcycles in it. They put the motorcycles in the last one. I think it was Project Gotham 3. I got it around.
4 was the last one, and it came out in 2007.
I got it around here somewhere. You know what I mean? But anyway, as I was saying, right? So, You know, obviously, like I always prefer the Project Gotham series over the Forza series. It was most, but then they came out with Horizon. And again, I'm not really into simulation racers. You know, and it's crazy.
You and most people. And most people.
But you know what's crazy though? I just talking about gaming going forward because when Gran Turismo came out, it was something new, and I was all about Gran. I used to be big into car games. I'm gonna tell you guys. Here's a huge fact, right? A fun factor. That you know who used to have the crown for racing games back in the day, during like the 6th and 7th generation. Well, no, really. Well, yeah, Need for Speed. Remember?
You're right. That used to be the de facto racer.
Yo, listen, EA had the hottest racer on the street. With nothing rocking, with nothing, you know what I mean? And Rockstar had Midnight Club, but you still had, Need for Speed was the one. Like you got to get that Need for Speed, the new Need for Speed. And I'm not really into the car game, but like I said, I've always enjoyed the Horizon series more than anything else. Like you know what I mean? I have it. Like I said, I've been so busy, man. Today, this is the time I said I'm gonna sit and install it. And I'm gonna get it streaming and hook everything back up. But as I said, I've been hearing nothing but good things from it and about it. Listen, if you guys said what's up to me in the chat, shout out to you, my man Berserker Jamal King, that's my brother there. Hartman Burwell. I'm not, I want to say Daniel B, the finest was good, baby. Andre Wright. Warry, what's up, Warry? You know what I mean? Mark Albert, shout out to you. Ed, what's up, Ed? Overdone. J.D. Nash. Xavier, I believe it is. I'm just seeing how the Grand Mantle. What's up to you, Ralph Feezer? What's up, baby? Who else we got here? Lex Perez, what's good? Kenton Wilson, what's up, baby? Which sponsorship by none. Shout out to you, Stochos, my dude. D.I. Almighty, Danny Stab. If I missed your name, sponsored by none. If I missed your name, I do apologize. Dasme, shout out to you. Hartman, it's not Neverland. That's what's good, baby. If I missed your name, I do apologize. It says, you guys come in, you be so kind and can hit the like button. Please, 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 please. It'll cost you nothing. Grand opening and grand closing. Now, as I was saying, so Forza Horizon 4. I want to say this. I'm not going to be messy. Who's next? What's up, baby? I bet, and I know I'm letting the room full if we get into the few things I want to talk about here today, right?
Yeah.
I said the crap on Twitter. You know me, I was being messy, right? I was being a true fuck nigga, right? But he started with me, though. To be fair, crap act like he don't be starting, right? Crap started with me. So I put out, remember the tweet I put out there? Listen, also, too, if you guys are tweeting me on Twitter, I see your guys' responses, but I can't say nothing back. I'm banned for a week on Twitter. And I'm going to tell you why I got banned. So I said, Phil, with some type of balls of Phil, he had the nerve to release a $5 console alongside Zoo Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon, Disney Rush, and Phantom Dust with the original assets. So I just had to get those on my chest. Have a blessed Monday. So that's that, and again, I was just, I don't know, just bugging out, right? So Crap responded. That was the first week he responded. So me and him going back and forth, right? So I said, but what does Sony release the Pro alongside, right? So I was like, hey. I said they didn't have them. They was releasing games all year. So I can give just as good as I can take, bro. I'm thinking of myself, my son, my child. I'll touch you every day, right? What I mean? So we going back and forth. So he said something, we can't wait to see you on that Dreams and No Days Snore. I said, I bet you, No Days Gone get a higher review score, Metacritic score than Crackdown 3, right? So I said that. Well, how about you bet me Forza Horizon 4? Or Gears 5 versus No Days Gone. I said, okay, fine. I said, we do this. I will bet you that The Last of Us 2 gets a higher Metacritic score than Gears of War 5 and what's called. You know what I mean? You talking about I'm trying to move the goalposts. You talking about, you said it was going to be a boring game and was having an issue. I said, all right, one goddamn bucket game to the next. I bet you No Days Gone gets a higher reviews Metacritic score than Crackdown 3. I said, in the winner... the loser has to make a video dedicated to the winner and tell me how great they are and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That motherfucker tried to finagle me, man. I said, yeah, whatever, man.
So we gonna give Sony a pass.
There you go.
Releasing the PS4 Pro with no games. And if I could remember, see, back then, you was attacking them for that.
Hey, listen,
he signed the contracts and he's under obligation not to speak on that.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna the contract gonna be void.
His motherfucking attack.
Listen, check it out, Post.
Was trashing him for that.
Hey, Post, I always said that my integrity is always in question. I lie to my wife. I lie to my kids. I stay lying to my subscribers. Now, with that being said, though, right? To be fair, I just said that they release games all during the year. Now, whether I like Tropico 5 or not, they was releasing shit all during the year. But anyway, man, it is what it is. And it wasn't $500, it was $400 too. You know what I mean? And that bitch got a price cut that holiday season for $50. Bitch was $350 that year.
Exactly.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm glad you're here, Post. We talk about this little bit of techie shit that we got here. So they got new rumors up, and I'm going to bring the article up here. PlayStation 5 rumors, and you're going to like this. It says Sony planning backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 5 rumor. Now you also said Sony has registered a new patent that seems, let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it in the audience. There. Zoom in a little bit. Alright, I'm sorry I look on the OBS so you guys can see it. There we go. We're cooking with some grease. Says Sony has registered a new patent that seems suggesting support of backwards compatibility for the PS5. Reason I don't see why the patent could suggest we can be getting the ability to play our PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1 games on the PlayStation 5. The patent was filed privately before publicly a placeholder, but updated on October 2nd, 2018. So the patent titled remastering by emulation, that means they're gonna, like the 360, like the Xbox One does with the 360, emulated and registered Sony. So, but anyway, you said something also. They was also talking about forwards compatibility, like cross-generation games. But
that's good.
I know Chris Steele, shout out to him. He doesn't believe that Sony's going to make the PS4, the PS5 backwards compatible. But I think it's a no-brainer. It should be a no-brainer. And it's not a new feature. Like when I got the original PS3, it was backwards compatible with the PS2. The first, I got the $6 joint, the 80 gig, the 80 gig hard drive.
Yep.
And I still got it. It's around here somewhere.
With all the memory card slots on it.
Yeah, that one, you can play your PS2 and PS1 games up there. But they took away that feature. Actually, Sony got sued behind that. But to me, I think it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah,
that they wouldn't do that. Now, I also said that I don't think they're going to allow you to play PS5 games on your PC. If you want to play PS5 games, you have to get a PlayStation 5. And I don't know what Microsoft, I don't know what their plans are going to do. But what are your thoughts about this overall?
I think you're right on that last part. I think, all this backwards compatibility stuff, it's a no-brainer. I mean, a lot of people got to realize that this is the first gen that they moved to x86 platform. Mm-hmm. So going from here all the way out, I think they're going to be x86. It just makes sense, right? It's all of these things are being compared to PCs. They're basically PCs, lower end PCs, but still PCs in general. And the only downfall this generation with trying to get PS3 is that cell architecture, which was very funky. A lot of developers took a long time to do their thing with it, and Sony was like, "Look, we'll just temporarily give them access to their PS3 games using their whole streaming system capability into next gen, where they have a more powerful GPU and CPU to be able to basically emulate a PS3, and that's basically what it is. They're going to brute force to do that. Yeah, and it just really makes sense with going forward. Again, I keep saying Sony has never said that they will have no man left behind. Sony has said that they believe in traditional consoles and traditional cycles, so they don't have to be held back by those standards like Microsoft, which Phil Spencer has doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down on. Which this game will go here and you'll be able to do this and no man left behind. So it's going to be weird seeing how the Scarlet on that particular end gets handled. But with the PS5, I think in order to play PS5 games, you're going to have to buy a PS5.
You there, Post?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to the fuck.
You at work?
No.
He over there eating some chicken gizzard.
What are your thoughts about that Post? Now I know you just recently got a PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think Microsoft forced Sony hand.
What?
I think Microsoft. If you look at PS2, had backwards compatibility with the PS1.
Yes. Backwards compatibility is nothing new.
Right. Right. I know it ain't nothing new. I know it's not nothing new. And when that happened, back at that time, PlayStation Nation applauded that move, right? They applauded Sony for the backwards compatibility. The same thing they shit on Microsoft for or use as a weakness or a crutch for not having games, right? So the PS3 had backwards compatibility. It had the PS2 chip in it. They removed the PS2 chip. I guess it was for cost, right?
Yeah.
And now
it was a hack.
Sony they said they took it. They said they took it out because of the low utilization.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Of course, at the time they wasn't selling that many systems. You know what I'm saying? It got off to a rough start. Your system was $600. Of course, the utilization is good.
Listen, when people when they spend $600 for a console, they want to see some $600 games. They don't want to see the same stuff. Now, keep in mind, Post, PlayStation guys only said that they only gave the Xbox guys shit about backwards compatibility because the backwards compatibility overshadowed any new content.
No.
Yes.
You got a good point. You got a good point there.
That's the fact.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, think about it. No. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Now you can't give me a bunch of I spent $500 for your console, and then you're gonna sell me Xbox 360 games. I mean, you gotta sell me the new stuff.
Hit the like button.
Come on now.
Not about to walk this back and
it's no walk back. I'm just specifying.
You moving the goalpost.
No goalpost needed. No goalpost needed. Post up right now. There is more backwards compatibility games on Xbox One than there is Xbox One games this generation. There is. Is there like 450 backwards compatibility games, and there's only like 200 Xbox One games?
Oh shit!
Come on now. I mean, there's no walking back. Those are just the facts.
You're not about to walk this back.
Post. I'm gonna sell you a 2018 Cadillac CTS, but it's gonna have. You're gonna have the capability. It's gonna have a fifth wheel in the back, like the 1970 version. That's what I'm gonna sell you.
Let me talk because we definitely about to talk about.
Bring it.
Okay, but
hey, Post. Nigga is talking. He's not about to prepare for the next gen right now and change his whole narrative. Oh hell no!
Hey, it don't matter.
Hey, Post, but do you see what he's saying?
The winner get to call the shots, not the loser.
Let me tell you something. In the PS2 era, they applauded backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
right?
Listen, Post.
In this gen, go ahead.
No, this was. But maybe you not understand what I'm saying. To be fair, right? That I guess Sony fans. Let's just say this narrative, just defend console shit we do, right? Because that's all that we really have. It's been shipping sparse for the last 2.5 years. So we out there hyping up a bunch of old games. I get to play Red Dead again or Fight Night, but that's all that was there. That's what the teasing.
We're gonna talk about that. No. We're not gonna talk. We're gonna talk about this. Let's get it.
Pay the bill.
I can't see it. You gotta see it. I can't see it.
Hold on.
Shout out to Overdone for the $2. I'm overshadowing you, Post.
Go ahead. You got a new console for new games. Xbox equal diabetic. Okay, so you buy a new console to take advantage of every feature that console has. And you have a choice. Hold on, let me talk about this. Let me talk. You have a choice. Backwards compatibility is not something that is an obligation. It is an option. You are not obligated to use the feature. It is something that you have access to that you can choose to use at your convenience. Now, it so happens that we have people in the Xbox One gen that might want privy to the 360 gen, or you might have people in the X1 gen that didn't get to play a lot of the games in the 360 gens. I say this all the time.
This is the end of the generation, Post.
Hold on. Everybody don't have the money to play or buy or purchase every game. And when BC came, a lot of the games that came over, people already had and had access to. So to be able to bring that library over, it's not something that was celebrated. It was celebrated to say, hey, I can now bring my whole library over for me. But it was something that was never thrown ahead of exclusives. Hold on. Celebrating backwards compatibility doesn't necessarily mean people is putting that above getting new games. It's saying that I'm happy with this option that I have to play PC, but I still want games. The PlayStation Nation took backwards compatibility with this mantra they got that they keep talking about. Xbox has no games, which I still don't understand because I have games on my system. Along with the backwards compatibility, and took it because it was an advantage. I'm pretty sure every PS4 player right now would love to be able to play their PS1, PS2 games on their and PS3 games on their PS4 without being charged.
Listen. No. Let me squash that. Let me squash your argument. Here, for one. This is the thing. The backwards compatibility games have hit the fucking NPD where Xbox One games has not hit the NPD. So how do you explain that? That means that utilization of backwards compatibility, people are going out buying new Xbox 360 games. They are not, I just so happen 10 years later, I have all my Xbox 360 games sitting here.
Wrong. Nah, come on. It's nothing wrong if Microsoft is going to give me the option to play games from another gen in the previous gen and bring it over, whether I have access to those games or not. It shows that people backwards compatibility.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hey, do me a favor 1 second. Jay Kratos. First of all, I'm gonna shout out to everybody in the chat. Can you guys hit the like button, please? It really helps the show. I want you to answer that question for me in the super chat. You see Hussein? Shout out to Hussein Unusual.
Yeah. He said Gorilla just hired the lead designer of Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
Sony ain't sleeping. Next gen killer MP for Horizon 2 or new P. That
Killzone.
New IP. It might be Killzone. They might come back and take what they learned from Horizon Zero Dawn. Whenever you go outside of yourself, outside the box, and you create a new IP, you learn something from that new IP.
Yes.
You learn different skills and things, and so you take those traits and things that you learn from there, and you go back and you can apply it to Killzone, which in turn might make Killzone.
I would just think,
a better game. Yeah. And if they getting a lead designer, they need somebody to lead them in that department. Not to say Killzone was a bad game, but it never became the shooter that the PlayStation
that we wanted
to be. But it still has room to become that. Any title can become or grow to become what you want it to, as long as you invest the time in it and learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Now back to this fuck.
Hold on, one more. Jamal King said PS5 was going to have Siphon Filter as an exclusive. What's up, TSX guy? That's the and Overdone said less than 2% use backwards compat for Xbox One. You fucking.
Well, tell that to Kratos, cause let him tell it. The whole Xbox Nation is using backwards compatibility and not playing games. Don't tell that to me. I just said it was an option.
Okay.
You have a choice to use it or not. And I'm pretty sure in PS5 era, BC will no longer be used as a motherfucking missile or bullet for 360 gamers. And I guarantee, because this fuck nigga walking back already.
No, listen, I'm going to tell you, it will. It will if y'all continue not to buy your games and they continue to tout and NPD sales for software continue to be Xbox 360 games. It will.
All right, hold on 1 second. Trunks, you'll be back at it again. He said, "Nah, as a PlayStation fan, Killzone is trash. Let it die." And Stuart Stokes said, "Phil Spencer went on E3 to announce original Xbox games and didn't show anything new. And Xbox claimed they won E3 that year. How was Jay wrong?" Here's the thing. Okay, how about this? Right? Maybe we can look at it from this week's post. And again, just being real, right? I'm not being messy, and I'm looking at the glasses being half full, not even half empty, right? Check it out. When he said that older game, I think it was what was that? Black Ops, whatever. What was the Call of Duty game?
Yeah.
I mean, was it Black Ops?
Black Ops.
Yeah. All right, and you had games like that, and Red Dead and stuff charting again, right? And not your own exclusives for this generation. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying I always say quote unquote that I didn't buy a new console to play old games, but shit. The fact that Fight Night Champion, I got more fun out of that than any new exclusive from Microsoft in the last 2.5 years.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
Do you understand that right there, that part?
I understand that, but I listen and I listen, and you said I, meaning you. Meaning your experience is not everyone's experience. And Jay's experiences is not everyone's experience. Of course.
You sound like K-Maker. That's your problem.
Hold on. Of course, BC would be big for Xbox gamers. To bring your catalog to not have to switch and
how about
set up a whole new system.
Okay, how about this,
just to play an old game?
How about this? Now, okay, you're right. You said I'm not, but again, I just bought a $500 console, right? Fact, $500 console. If I really want to play Xbox 360 games, I still have an Xbox 360. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Listen, I'm not saying it's not. I'd rather to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. That's always been my approach. And here's the thing: I'm not saying, and again, some of those older games. Well, a lot of the older games been in, but some of the digitally ones, some of the older Xbox 360 arcade titles like Virtua Fighters and stuff, they were already there. And again, I did give them Bravo's props for them, remaster or let you play some of your original Xbox games. Xbox One, all of your library, with you on one console. I thought that was dope. I just wish they would have added Xbox Live features and achievements to them. Yeah, yes.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me whatever you like.
I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the
okay.
Pay the bill. Shout out to Ruben Burke with the $10 holla. We balled it now. According to Xbox own page, it's 533 backwards compatibility games. 1,401 Xbox One games, not excluding multi-plats. However, it's funny how Sony execs telling y'all don't need BC games and then backtracking got y'all digging in your heels. Okay, question. Would you rather be able to play your backwards compatibility games for free than for Microsoft to sell you remasters of games you already own?
Okay. Now, I don't. I'm going to answer your question. And listen, and I don't want to question my integrity. I would rather have a remake than a remaster.
Preach.
I'm asking you a question. You know what I mean? Post, you know me. I'm a red shallow man. I would take beauty before brains any day the goddamn way. You know what I mean? American way. You know what I mean? Bitches with fat asses, fast cars, and apple pies. You know what I mean? That's how I'm rocking over here. But what I think with the criticism, or just the teasing, you know how they do, is that that's all. Again, look, think about this, right? And we would play Fight Night for hours, get up there talking shit, this, that, and the other, right? And and Sony fans, it is what it is. They ain't having everything. I think that was shitty of Sony, especially if I already own the game digitally. You're gonna charge me to pay for something I already have. That is very fucked up. You know what I mean? But again, I buy a new console. To be honest with you, it's just me, because normally when a new console come out, that's it. I'm not going back and hooking up the Dreamcast. No, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm all into that right there. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I know I think that is dope to be able to have, especially your digital library, and just like where these consoles are moving. Take everything with you from generation to generation. You know what I mean? Same controllers or whatever the case may be. I think that's dope. But we would say that's all they. But you don't see what you
right now.
Listen, I get it, right? I get it. Post what you're saying. I get it. The pay thing, right? You don't have to pay. But here's the thing: when they count things on the NPD, they're not counting people who already have these. They're counting people that went out and spent their money on buying this new. And this has charted NPD. This has beat out games releasing this generation. So what does that tell you? That tells you there's a lack of content currently, of new content currently on, where people have to focus on stuff that they already paid for and stuff that they already played 10 years ago.
Y'all sit up here all day and kill GameStop and say how developers should be able to make money off old games.
Listen, Post. You listen. All of us on this panel right here have spent over $1,500 this gen on Xbox alone.
Yes.
That's 3 consoles that we all bought.
Yeah.
All right. So from that. Mm-hmm. We still are playing fucking backward Xbox 360 games. We might as well should have foregone the Xbox One and just stuck with the 360 like the majority of the people.
A whole lot of 360.
Hold up. Stuart Stokes said we don't need it, but it's an option.
Exactly. I have a lot of 360 back compacts on my game. You know who play them? My children. My children load up Sonic and all those 360 games.
But wouldn't you want new versions of those for this gen?
I will want that, but my children get to experience the same things I experienced.
Don't blame it on the kids. Post your ass be playing them damn back.
No, I play Sonic.
You be playing Cameo.
Yo, no lie. I play that Sonic Racing game.
Yeah.
My children, it's 4 players. My children be having me on that with them. But they like that. They like it.
How about this? How about this, Post?
Yeah.
The fact that and maybe this make more sense, right? And shout out to my man Hartman Burrow. He asked a question here. I'm gonna get to your question. I see it's a good question. Just because you guys see me looking at the screen, I'm looking at another screen, but I see that question. I'm gonna answer it in 1 second. How about this, right? Maybe like I said, it may have rubbed some gamers the wrong way, like far as the backwards compat, right? Because they was using those backwards compat announcement for games, although avoided them not having any goddamn games.
Yes.
You know,
using them.
Big announcements. Major Nelson came out with big announcement. We got something for you guys, special treat. And then he comes out with some Xbox 360 shit, and it's like,
that's them.
But that's Microsoft. You just can't say that's them. That's Microsoft.
Yeah, that's Microsoft. Like,
well, then that's who created Xbox. Who's selling you the shit? Microsoft.
Don't act like everybody that's in the Xbox community condone that shit. Like, you act like that since he said it, that the whole community is for. Some people was for that shit in the community. Some people is not. I'm not. Backwards compatibility was something to celebrate as far as bringing it over, but it wasn't a game changer in terms of something that I will put over getting new content. Like I said, it's an option. I have a choice whether to use it or not. But the fact that the choice is there is I'm happy with it. Do I use it? No. Do my kids use it?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna pay the bills right quick. McNeil J. Christie says, Xbox fuck nigga new slogan is that's a you problem. And I got a question here. My man here, Hartman Burwell. First time I've seen you in my chat. But shout out to you. He says here, Microsoft needs second party studios more than first party studios. How do you guys agree about that?
Listen.
He said Microsoft need more second party studios.
I agree.
Than first party studios.
I agree, and I'm gonna tell you why, right?
More second party studios.
Oh shit, that's my phone. Shut up, Siri.
I was gonna say,
Siri.
I agree, and I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Talk to me.
Go ahead.
Sony has pretty much put them in a position that they're in this generation to dominate based on those second party games. And not necessarily the first party games. I mean, you guys always shout Sony didn't have anything at the first part of the generation, but what sustained them and would allow them to still outsell without having those big first party games are the second party games, the games that they get, I mean, pretty much by default. They're smaller games, but at the same time, there were plenty of them, and that kept us busy. Now, they might not be your cup of tea. Z, I'm glad you finally got into some Yakuza and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to get back into it.
That's the stuff that back when you was in your bot days, you know, we was, you know, I don't want that, you know, all that crap and stuff like that. And then the Shenmue guy, you know, making fun of him. But now that Shenmue looking kind of spiffy, now that you know, you got y'all on the PlayStation. So again, what doesn't fit you necessarily is not necessarily a bad thing. That's just you're just waiting for that big stuff that fits your particular genre. But obviously the masses were buying these second party games because there's more of them and they come more often. First party games, right? We have to wait for the Halos. We have to wait for the Gears. We have to wait for the Forzas. You know what? Not really wait on that. That's every year, but you know what I mean. We have to wait for these games. Even all these new studios that Microsoft bought and all these people they're hiring. It's going to take a long time. We're going to have to wait for this stuff, right? But right now, they can get some second-party studios working on some stuff and have that stuff out within a year and a half. This is why I think I'd rather for them to have a bunch of second-party studios than us waiting 3, 4, 5 years for the big stuff.
You guys got to make up your mind.
Just saying. Look, Post. Nobody listen. Y'all like to live in the past. Y'all act like times don't change. Next generation, you still gonna be talking about 2013.
Look, let me tell you something. Hey, man, you my bro, and I got love for you, fuck nigga. But we finna go at it today. Let me tell you something. You fuck niggas can't make up your mind.
Okay.
Second party is what got Microsoft in the position they're in now.
You think so?
Right. Yes.
Okay, why is that?
Sunset over all these second party IP that was created by second party studio. Rise is a game that people want. It was created by second party, and they don't own the rights to it. Mm-hmm. A lot of the content that came from second party or even third party, they couldn't own the rights to it, and that's why they're in the position.
How about this then?
You don't have the control over the IP.
Okay, here's the thing.
Put yourself in a position where you're spending more money.
Okay, how about this? Right. Then look, I want you to go back a previous generation, right, to the 360, and that's again, Microsoft had great second party deals. Gears of War was what? A second party deal, right?
Yep.
But Blue Dragon, 99 Nights.
Okay,
those were second party. Mass Effect.
Get him.
I got to question your integrity again because
how could what I'm saying? Basically saying
it was second party, but it didn't sell that well.
What didn't sell that well?
Blue Dragon.
So it did about 2 million, but it did. It was. Here's the thing: is not every game is going to sell 5 or 10 million. But the goal again. It sold over 1 million, right? And then would you have someone to go out and buy your hardware, maybe just to play it? Because again, those games do appeal to a certain demographic. Will turn around, will buy more software on the platform.
I just don't understand Microsoft. Between the 360
Ninja Gaiden was a second party deal.
There was second party and third party, and people was complaining about them not having enough first party studios. They're going out and buying first party studios, and now everybody's saying they need to stop and then focus on second party studios.
No.
Niggas need to make.
Here's the thing: they need their own first party, and when you don't have anything from first party coming out, that's when you lean back on the second and third party.
I think second party should be there, but I think first party should be part.
They need their own in-house shit. You know what I mean? They do. You know what I mean? But if you think about it, first party may give you maybe 1 or 2 games a year. If that you got 12 months in the year, that's when you have second party to fill in those games. You know what I mean? Look at this. Sony released Neo and all these other games, and then they hit you with what's the other? They end up coming to the Xbox. What's the goddamn game?
Nier Automata.
And all these other games. Those are all second party games. The Yakuza series.
Shout out to Ruben with the $5 holler. My fault for cutting you off.
This goes cool.
Microsoft apparently has over 20 second party studios. No more, just improve the ones they already have. Sony equal 15 first party studios, but only have 5 certified bangers.
Hey, don't listen to Ruben. Don't listen to Ruben. He coming out with all these crazy stats he pulling out his butt. Get out of here.
You said Ruben got his stats from the Megaton
Crapgamer. He got his stats from Crap Channel.
Yeah.
Megatons. He pulling them megatons from Crap Channel.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you on Crap Channel tonight about 2 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna hear that Microsoft just cured cancer and thanks to the Xbox. Crap crazy as hell. Hit the like button. Man. We want to talk about it.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Now we know for a fact, right? Let's say if Ruben is right.
Yes.
Yoshida went on record saying out of 20 games, you probably only have a couple of them that are successful.
Yeah, he said release 10 games, only 3 will make money. Yeah.
So people when people think of PlayStation, they think of, man, PlayStation got all those games. 99% of them could be trash, but it don't matter. You offering so much more. That's why it looked like PlayStation just have games like fucking all the time. They dropping games left and right, whether they big or small. And then you throw VR on top of that. It's like useless. It's like unlimited amount of games they got. But then we
dropped some big games too. They had in the past and Lost Studio.
That's true, but
I know Microsoft is always getting criticized for not being good with studios.
Yeah, but Post, when you have you can close 50 studios, but when you are creating more and when you have 100 others, it makes it so minuscule. But what happened this generation is Phil closed down all the major goddamn stuff. Lionhead. I mean, so no more Fable. That was one of your biggest stable.
Yeah,
that was big, right? So you close that down. Yeah. Then you cancel Scalebound. Then everything else that happened on top of that. So then we're like, okay, well, what are the games that are supposed to replace these games? And then they never came until 2018 when they finally just announced at E3 this year, 2018. Hey, this is what we're doing now. But that's the shit that should have been done when they was announcing that they was canceling Fable.
Let me pay the bills right quick. Again, my brother McNeil J. Quiz, who also is a flat earther. Shout out to you. I'll be reading your comments, fuck nigga. He said 15 of them 20 studios are working on the Kraken. Now here's the thing, right? Now, okay.
Get a half for that.
Check it out though, right? And post. And I don't. Here's the thing. And for those of you that are pro Xbox in the chat, if you say this song, desired and the soul is sold to the ponies, right? What I'm saying is, I backwards compatibility is great. I'm not shitting on that. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that normally, me personally, and again, he said this is a me problem. When I buy something new, more or less, I buy it to play new game. I just spent 8 or 9 years already in the previous generation. I've watched new shit to experience. Cool, new games. But again, it is dope to be able to have my library there, and you know what I mean, for just for
your controllers, your accessories.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I want them to come up and say that. And Sony by Sony doing it to me, like I said, it's just a no brainer. Hold on. Trunks. Okay, but said that fucking nigga Ruben got that BS off wiki links. Left hole at L. How about this? Now listen, we didn't talk about this. They said the PlayStation 5 also rumored to be both forwards compatible. What do you mean by that, Jay?
The forward compatible cross-gen. That means some games, like I suspect, The Last of Us 2, The Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding, games like that will be cross-gen, meaning you can play it on the PS4 Pro, maybe the Slim, and the PS5.
Okay, hold on 1 second. They fight in the chat. Rubenberg lashed back out at my man Trump. He said, "Shut the fuck up, you fuck nigga. We can link so think what you will. Much love to all, but you fuck nigga." But I added it. He didn't say all that. But yeah, shout out. We got my other man here, the Hebrew Israelite warrior, Westside Tech. Don't come in talking crazy, bro. We're gonna throw your ass up out of here. I'm sorry. So both forwards compatible. Now you talking about because he said, "Well, there's smoke, there's fire." Believe it or not, already the next generation is around the corner. I was just thinking about, we were just talking about, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox project before that came out. We were just talking about that, and now we're already talking about the next generation already. Like, damn, So you're saying both? So if Sony does release, let's tell me what they do. They release a big game at the end of the day. They did it last 2012, whatever the case, with The Last of Us. Also, Assassin's Creed Ascension came out. They even did it with the PlayStation 2 before the PS3 came out. They dropped God of War 2, I remember. Sony's known for doing that. But they're saying if they do release the PlayStation 5, right? The rumor that when The Last of Us 2 comes out, that it's going to be a cross-generation game. And Nintendo did that with Zelda. Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U and on the Switch. So that's exactly. That's not something. Like, what do you think about that? You know what I mean? Like, damn, because you already have a big install base of 80 plus million, you know what I mean? It's a win-win on that front. And then again, you got the PlayStation 5. You got the diehard guys like such as us. We're gonna get it day one and have the better version of it. Like, what do you think? Post, that's a good thing, bad thing? They shouldn't do that.
I mean, both systems gonna be capable of both. They're gonna be forward and backwards compatible. My question is do you think you're gonna be able to use the PS4 hardware on the PS5 hardware? Like controllers and accessories and things like that.
Okay.
I don't want that. I want new stuff. I don't want to be, again, I get, a lot of people with the, a lot of excuses come, well, not everybody has the money and this and that. And it's like, look, we've been playing these damn consoles since the NES, right? You were never able to have your NES controller for the SNES, and your SNES controller didn't work in your 64, and the 64. Money. So now I get it, right? I get it with the money. I get it. But
right?
No,
this is what money sound like.
No. I'm just saying. I again, Z spent damn near this whole generation complaining. And I know his credibility is undershot. I know that shit that buried 6 feet deep. But he had a valid point, even when he was a bot. You don't want a new generation to be held back by the previous generation. Okay. I want them to come out and set this box in front of me, and I want Mark Cerny to get on that couch and say, "Look, this is the PS5, and this is the PS4," and then I want him to say, "This is the PS5." And I want to see a stark difference, not just resolution and frames and shit. I want to be able to see some shit that nothing could ever be done before. That's what I want. I want a high tech. Listen, I want a high tech controller just like the DualShock is, right? The DualShock, when that came out, it had the light and everything, the touchpad on it for the VR stuff, but that was in the future, right? They was thinking ahead in the future. We have this coming in the future. We're gonna give you something.
But when I get my new system, I want to play with my new controller. And when
you want a new controller?
Kids come in, I'm gonna play with my new controller that comes with the system.
The new system.
And when my children come in who want to be able to enjoy that system with me, I want to be able to give them the controller.
You want to get your cheap ass want to get them the old.
You ain't gonna fuck up my new. You ain't gonna fuck up my.
He want to give him an Xbox 360 controller. So y'all use this shit.
Hey, people used to do that back in the day.
I know.
Or don't have it plugged in.
You about to play with your guy, you get him
hey,
the controller.
Hey yo, check it out, right? I used to try to do that shit with Maya when she was younger. She said, "Daddy, hey, nothing in there. Ain't nothing in there. No, nothing in there."
Niggas coming over, you dropping 50 on them. They like, oh, yo, what? What's going on? Why my buzz ain't? And you just sitting there like you don't know what the fuck going on.
Hey, you giving them that cheap ass wired
hey,
controller.
I ain't lying. Niggas controller used to be janky. Niggas had some janky controllers back in the day. Like, man, them start button don't work, man. Come on, you beat me because the controller messed up. Yo, niggas controller was horrible back in the day, bro. Boy, niggas ain't never had 2 working controllers.
Niggas, you fight over. Nigga, you ain't giving me the broke controller.
Yo, hey, yo, niggas.
Now people take their own controller. They take their own controller to their homeboys' house. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. They said, Z, go on Wikipedia and show us Microsoft second party studio. This motherfucker talking about, then look at the games they made. Bunch of BS Connect games and Super Lucky Tail. Fuck out of here, Clint. Hey, Chuck, y'all ain't cutting up. Hold on one second. Hold on. I was trying to get some gameplay in the background for y'all. Hold on, man. Wikipedia, I don't know what the hell, man. Hold on, man. Hey, Trump, I'm gonna make you a mod, man. Just drop the link and I'll bring it up.
Trunks, I'm gonna make a new account. And the name of it is gonna be I Fuck Balmer.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me make them add moderate. Just drop the link in there. If you want to bring it up. But anyway, some more tech talk while we get this other thing back here. They talking about rumors that the PlayStation 5 is also going to have V-Sync support. Now that's something that Dave was screaming about in the new this year model of the Samsung QLEDs, right? V-Sync and stuff like that. For those who may not know, could you guys elaborate on that more? Because I ain't, bro, is it something I had to go out and buy? Because I ain't buying them goddamn TVs. I just got an OLED on my just using it as a monitor. You know what I mean? But is that something that you must have that it takes the game experience to the next level? Talk to me.
Well, for PC gamers, a lot of them have these high refresh rate model monitors. And so if they hook their PS5 up to it, supposedly, obviously it's going to sync the refresh rate and make sure that it's much smoother. A lot of them have 144, 120 hertz, some of them 244 hertz. And this will be able to support those monitors. So your fast Twitch shooters and stuff like Call of Duty and stuff like that, it's going to sync up and play a hell of a lot better. Basically lowering the lag and stuff like that.
Shout out to Trunks, fuck your bitch, and I fuck Balmer with the $2 holla. Post, how many L's have I handed your ass, sir? Fuck out of here. Ain't handing me no L. Fuck it, you talking about, boy.
Post ain't taking no L's.
I ain't
paying you country boys nothing.
Hey guys, while we talking, I want y'all to pay attention to that video in the background. And this is running on PS4 Pro. So can you imagine how a PS5 would be looking?
You giving this nigga marketing point.
Okay, how about this? All right, how about this now? And something else we can talk about. Talked about the VC. We talked about the both backwards and forwards compatible. Again, this game already looks amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you. This game looked so good when they showed it, right? That most people thought that Sony was out there showing a game running on PlayStation 5. Now, Digital Foundry did say that the game was running on I'm froze. I'm stuck here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm froze here.
That's just a video.
Okay.
You still good.
Okay. Am I still moving around? Okay. I didn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, we still see you and stuff. It's just your video.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The last, like I said, people were thinking it was a PlayStation 5 game and yada 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 yada, right? So, but had we just saw this, right? And they just came out and showed this. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot going on in this game. When she was running, and threw the bottle and sprinted around that way, like all that shit. I don't know if it was scripted.
Yeah.
But that was like, damn. That's what I'm just saying. If we're doing that right now.
Yes.
What can they be doing with the PlayStation 5 and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Hold on. Shout out to Trunks. Fuck your bitch and I fuck Boma. Put the $2 holler. I'm gonna say that every time. Fuck me. You say post up, shut the fuck up, and go eat some hot water cornbread. Fuck nigga. Facts with that cabbage. Look it up. Hot water cornbread with that.
Cabbage with the bacon smothered in there. Oh man, with some hot sauce. Oh my god.
Added the spicy shit to it, but you know what I'm saying. But hot water cornbread and cabbage. I'm telling you, Jay know what I'm talking about. That shit
for real, man. Hey, you gotta be. You goddamn right.
I know what you mean. Okay, so shout out to Ruben Burke with the $5 holler. He say, "Hey Trunks, which is why I said improve them, fuck nigga. Pull up in car X plate since your master allows you to now. If new systems are dope but still BC, who's hurt? Oh shit! So Ruben and Trunks going at it in the super chat.
Yeah, I said they was better.
Trunks gonna have to come back from that.
Hey, yo, but this again. Now, and this goes back to what I originally said, right? What I originally said, like, if Microsoft is saying no gamer left behind, and I'm gonna say this again, when they release a new console, I want my exclusives to take full advantage of their hardware. You know what I mean? And it's ultimately gonna come down to third party and what they're willing to do. I think. Well, here's the question: do you think that the whole generation that we both gonna have games on the PS4, like Duty? It's still going to be on the PS4 and PS5? You think the interest?
No. Well, hey, listen. At least from a Sony side, and only because they have already.
But third party, I mean, they may be on the third multi-platform.
Yeah, listen. Okay, in the beginning, right, in every generation, you're gonna get those games that are coming over, but eventually those are gonna fade out as the install base get lower and lower for the older systems. They're gonna eventually have to fade them out. Now, the smart thing to do if they want to rush people to jump over to the new system is give them a reason to jump over to the new system. You got to give them a reason. And how do you give them a reason? You give them the games that they can only get on that system.
That's my first
and you make those games so badass that's just what it is. Now, keep in mind, third party are always going to be slower because they're cheap. They're some cheap bastards. They want to put in very little development time, very little input, and get the most money out of it. This is why they keep cranking out these goddamn Assassin's Creeds every eight months.
Okay.
So the third party is going to take a lot longer, but if you show if you show your install base or the people who you want to buy your system, the reason it's going to have to come from first party. It's going to have to. If you just expecting third party to do it, you're going to end up like the X is this generation, right? It's like, some games you can see the difference, some you can't, but it's not that big of a difference to make people.
How about this then, right? I'm being the devil's advocate here, right? Sony, again, they sold how many million, right? Whatever, right? Now,
90. Yeah,
there's rumors that, not rumors, but the Pro just got a price cut, right?
Yep.
Just say if they phase out the Slim. And just the next generation, just sell the Pro and the PlayStation 5 and all their software, whatever the case may be, which is forwards and backwards compatible. Because to be honest, well, here's the thing, right? I know you get sell more hardware, but all these companies make them the majority of the money of game sales. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Once the hardware, you know what I mean? And again, like I just, bro, for the first 3 years of this console generation, we had multi-plats on both. The Destiny, as big as that game was on both consoles. You know what I mean? Now we talking about at least 8 gigs of RAM. Listen, I don't know if third party is going to cut it off because they see this big demographic and they don't really have to do too much. Maybe it may be less than 1080, maybe 720p or whatever up res. listen, it might be a case of both the PS4 and the PS5 being on the market at the same time. Or do you think that would cannibalize, like, you know what I mean?
No, I think little by little you phase out that Slim. You get the pro going because the Pro has been proven to be able to play these games, so it's not really going to hold anything back.
Mm-hmm.
And then until maybe a couple of years, and then little by little, as your fan base start to grow in with the PS5, then you slowly stop making the PS. Eventually that's going to come. So I mean, that's just kind of what that is.
Hold up! Shout out to Musty Mon. They must be. I don't know. Ruben must have got on these jokers' ass in the chat. He said Ruben is a cancerous extrovert. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
I'm moving along. Your new name gonna be musty as hell. Fuck me.
Okay, but like I said, even with Nintendo, we can talk about this. They're rumored to be releasing a more powerful version of the Switch.
Yeah. I read about
that. That can run the multi-plat games and not use the cloud as their answer and be able to run the games natively. You know what I mean? So they're looking at having 2 SKUs on the market. I just I'm asking, do you think that's just will that cannibalize the console market? I mean, like more like make it more like PC. You know what I mean? New cars here, but you can still play the. You know what I mean? You know how PC is. You can play. Or do you think that's healthy for console gaming more or less? You know what I mean?
Post, go ahead and then I'll follow up.
Go ahead and I'll follow up.
But you see what I'm asking, like
I see
like
what you, I see what
like damn,
saying.
I can still buy that God of War. Just say for example, God of War 5. Right? I can still buy that, right? I don't have to. Of course, it's going to look better on the 5, but I can play it whatever the case. And I'm cool with the Pro. You know what I mean? Do you think that would be an issue? Like, you know what I mean? Like if Nintendo coming out with 2 consoles, both their first party is going to work on both hardware. It's just down to the third party. You know what I mean? Then you got what Microsoft was saying. No console gamer left behind. Is that just where we're going? And is that healthy for, I guess console gamers more or less?
I don't think that's where the market is going. I think that's just an Microsoft's particular option that they chose. Right? You got to look at Microsoft has did everything that's leading up to. They obviously got the games where they no longer exclusive. They're going. You can play it on any and everywhere, and we still think that they're going the route to try to get to 2 billion people, where there's going to be an Xbox app that you can download on your Google tablet, your PlayStation, your iPhone, your wherever, in order to be able to play Xbox games. Yeah. That's how they get to that 2 billion users. So that's damn near built into Xbox DNA now. This generation, that's what Phil Nam has been leading up to. Sony, on the other hand, they've never embraced that. They've never said that they're going to go to that. All they've said is they still believe in the traditional model, and so until they say or do something that's leading into that particular direction, I think they'll still just stick to what they know best.
I disagree. I think the industry as a whole is going that way. I think everybody pay attention to what everybody does in this industry, and people can give flack to people 360 game charting, but third party is looking at that. Sony is looking at that, and I guarantee you, BC probably be a bigger thing on the PS5 than what. I don't think it's just going to be a small thing when it comes to PS5. The fact that gamers are going out and spending money and buying old games says something. The fact that gamers are going out
that says they don't have any current games to play.
No. The fact that gamers are going out buying remasters or remakes says something in the industry. And if you don't think Sony's going to put themselves in a position to capitalize off that, if you don't think third party or any other developers are going to put themselves in a position to capitalize off that, you are crazy. I think Sony says they don't want to just because Sony's saying they're not trying to reach 2 billion gamers doesn't mean they aren't. They want as many people invested in their ecosystems the same. Microsoft want 2 billion, Sony want 2 billion. They all want the same.
Yes, and but so Sony cares about
Sony don't have to come out and tell you they're going to do something when the industry as a whole is moving towards that direction. Sony is not, they care about that traditional model. It doesn't mean that's not going to just because they say they're going for the traditional model doesn't negate the fact that they're still going to move forward with the industry and where things are going.
Let me ask you this, right? Okay, you say Microsoft has this model, right? And is this? I mean, so far this model doesn't seem to be successful for them. But I mean, obviously, if that's the way that they're going to go, then that's the way they're going to go. But and I'm just being truthful. Nintendo has their way of doing things. Sony has their way of doing things. Nintendo and Sony are in a similar situation, as in they are a video game only company when it comes to that, right? Sony right now is surviving off of the PlayStation, right? So technically they are a video game only company. They need this in order to survive. If PlayStation go down, they're done. Sony is out of business. Nintendo, all they do is make video games. They're a video game company. Microsoft, on the other hand, they're dabbling in video games, but 99.999% of their business is everywhere else, is other things outside of the video game. So of course Microsoft can do this. Microsoft can do that because, I mean, no harm, no foul. They could close up Xbox tomorrow and not lose a dime. Matter of fact, their shares will probably go up high. But what I'm saying is you can't always drag other companies into what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is doing their own thing, and they're trying to find themselves right now. And only in the future will we know will it be successful or not. But until the meantime, Nintendo is focusing on their hardware and their games, and Sony is focused on their hardware and their game. They need their hardware to sell in order to stay in business. Both of them.
Shout out to
Microsoft doesn't.
Shout out to Ruben. With the $5 holler, man. We going to KFC after this, man, because we got a lot of $5 boxes today. I own both. Step up with your third world money, son. More access equal more player freedom. Now, MS, stop with the PC exclusives. Look, I know we have a tendency to look at Sony as this company that's going to follow their own rules and go their own route. And sure, you will want them to each go their own route. But there, as the industry as a whole is moving in a direction, each company will have their own route of getting to that direction, and that's what I want to say. Sony might not pursue it the same way Microsoft. They might do it in a different way, but it will all accomplish the same thing: cloud gaming. That will be something that Sony and Microsoft will do, and Nintendo might get into at some point too as well. The backwards compatibility, bringing your games with you, it being forward and backwards compatible.
Okay,
all that stuff is going to be a part of the next gen systems, and those main two things. Even though Microsoft got clowned this generation on the two things, and it was deservingly so. You come out touting the cloud, and then we're pretty much at the end of this generation where we ain't seen nothing on it. So that was one. Backwards compatibility, the fact that we are getting a lot of PC titles and things like that. People are going to have to buy those games. We didn't get, don't have that many exclusive this gen. So some of those things are warranted. But at the end of the day, all the companies want to accomplish the same thing, and that's get more people.
Let me pay the bills right quick. Stuart Stokes said, why would Sony take advice from the third last place? I guess you're talking about Microsoft. Yeah, okay. Trunks, he said, out of all the games he chooses, casual as Call of COD, not Siege, Gears, etc. I'm done with this clown. Plus, we still under contract. Fuck nigga, J-Dub. Tightened up on this fuck nigga. Listen. Now, like I said, here's my opinion. I think it all depends on third party. I'm just saying, if we saw a third party shoehorn Forza Horizon 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that shit was on the 360. We talking about a half a gig of RAM. You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, I'm just saying I would not be surprised as to next generation when it starts that Sony may just, again, like I said, phase out the Pro. Microsoft may just phase out the S, right? And just have the X and whatever the next, you know what I mean? And games will be both forward, you know what I mean? I guess if I say forward and backwards compatible, you know what I mean? And maybe Sony may not put their, what do you call it, their first party there. But just think about like this, look at this. It's cheaper for the developers instead of making two versions for Sony, right? For the PS4 and then the PS5, or just having one goddamn game that probably might just scale up. I'm just saying, and they just buy one game or whatever the hell. And
well, as long as it maintains the x86 architect, It can scale across. It can scale across.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Like Jason, do you want them to do that? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I think the Pro and the X is gonna be a cheaper option for people.
But they still got them shitty ass fucking
Jaguar CPU.
Yeah. Those games are anemic. You know, I know a lot of engines this generation were more GPU heavy than CPU heavy. But shit, you know what I mean? And then whatever the GPU can handle, it offloads to the CPU and vice versa.
Well, see, that don't matter to people that have your mentality because it's beauty before anything.
You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah, we can't listen. I get what Z trying to say.
If that motherfucker look good, you ain't worried about them CPUs.
I get what Z trying to say. You do not want
what you saying though, man.
We don't want the next generation systems to be fucking watered down. We don't. And handicapped.
Oh, the game, the game, brother. Yeah.
All that sacrificing for a bunch of casuals. Fuck that. I'm spending $500-$600. Give me the behemoth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think they are, and that's why I applaud Microsoft for putting. Even though the X hasn't been fully utilized yet, I applaud them for putting that 6 teraflop GPU in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a lot more leg room and headroom with that system. And Sony do too with the 4 teraflops, given what they did with 1.8. I can imagine if they're able to. The only thing that I didn't like, Sony should have went with what the developers was asking for and up that memory. That was the only fault by leaving that memory at 8. If they would have put 4 teraflops in there and expanded it to 12 gigabytes of RAM like Microsoft did,
but look at the games you got out of the 8 gigs of RAM now. I mean, shit, Spider-Man, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, look. Shit. I mean, whether it's 8 T-flops or 12, that shit looks amazing, and it looks far. Yeah,
that's what I'm about to say. I can only imagine what they'll do with 4 teraflops.
Yeah,
and people in the chat saying 6 teraflops are useless, not in a closed environment. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen. Shout out to the Mavsy. He's the one that said that 6 T-flop. So I get what he's trying to say, right? It's not that it's useless. It's just. We have yet to see what the X can do. We have yet to see those. They've only been using it for resolution and frames. They haven't really used it for the graphic, the good eye candy stuff that we like. Yeah. And you won't see that until they get their first party games ready.
Yeah, but you get a little of what it's capable of in Forza Horizon 4. As far as casting shadows and lights, casting shadows, real time reflections.
Yeah,
but you get a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the problem with that, right? Forza Horizon, even on the the OG Xbox, it looked good. So it's not, I get it. The resolution, that's what people focus on. The resolution. Oh, this is 4K, yada yada yada. But if it was running checkerboard 1440p and it looked exactly like that, wouldn't nobody even care? Because you got the PS4 Pro coming out, with its games that's launched, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, God of War, and nobody cared that was 4.2 T flops and it only had X amount. People don't really care. They care about what they see on the screen, not necessarily the specs.
I'm sorry. Like I said, you get a little sense of and I can't wait. But the box hasn't been fully utilized. Yeah. I'm just saying, given the gap. It depends on how big that gap we see next gen. Whether they go, we have to be sitting between 8, 10, 12 teraflops.
Yeah, 8 to 12 is what.
That's what I'm looking for. 8 to 12.
Now keep in mind, Post Up. I think you'll probably agree with me on this.
Yeah,
it really boils down to the developer that's creating the game. That's what it boils down to. It does not boil down to a set number of stats. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that over and over.
On paper could look good. It's about who hands you put that hardware into.
Exactly.
And if they're capable to get most of it. Sony has been proven. Sony has proven themselves throughout time to take a little and get a lot out of it. If you look at what they did with 1.8, and I'm not knocking Microsoft because if you look at Rise is still one of is a great looking game. It's still one of the top looking games.
Yeah, on the Xbox.
On the X, and that was on 1.3 3 teraflops.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of pissed because if you get that Crytek engine over on the X and let them do what they did on that 6, what they did on that 1.3, whoa! Mm-hmm. But once again, they second party didn't own the IP, and Crytek wasn't having it. So
well, here's the thing: they could have did better because Sony. Here's the thing: when I was saying, even going back, and I got the list of second party up here. Second party can be so beneficial to Sony and hinder Microsoft. You know what I mean? And like I said, to me, this is my opinion. What made the 360 so great, and I would say maybe Microsoft didn't always have the best talent. You know, it's all opinionated, but they did great second party deals. Like I said, Gears and this, that, the other. And I'll give you an example. Sony, Insomniac has always been a second party partner for Sony, right? But Sony owns those IPs, maybe like I said, I don't know. Microsoft could have did a different deal, or even like I said, with the thing with Crytek, they were just begging to be bailed out of trouble. You know what I mean? I don't know how that deal fell apart. Like again, and I know a lot of people don't like Rise, but to me, it had a lot of potential. You know what I mean? And it's first of all started off as being a Kinect game. And they've changed it. They still have some Kinect demands. And again, I think Rise would have been better if it would not have been a launch title. Had they had the time, give you some magic, some little fire, change your weapon. In my opinion, it would be a much better game,
Yeah.
But like I said, moving forward, and we can close the show with this. And I'm trying to say, think outside of me, because you say gaming is a very selfish hobby. When I get my PS5 or whatever the next Xbox is called, whatever the case may be, I want my games and know that my games are going to take full advantage of those systems' hardware. And that's one of the gripes that I had against this generation when it started. I always say, even though Rise of the Tomb Raider looked good, can imagine, but that same game was running on 2004, 2005 hardware, which was the 360, just the Xbox version, the PS4 Pro, whatever. It was just a little bit more shinier. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's gonna ever go away because third party, the multiplats, they want to make their money. These games are getting bigger, just that and the other, and they're taking fewer chances, right? So you have say between the Xbox and the PS4, the same. Say if the Xbox at 40, 50 million, at least 80 million for Sony, that's 130 million in install base. You know what I mean? Just like it was like $1.60 at the start of the day. I don't see them turning their back on that anytime soon. So, you know what I mean? You're going to have the Division 3 most likely when that comes out. That's going to be on the 1. And here's the question. That's going to be on the 1. And that's going to probably be on the Scarlet, right? Or the PS4 and the PS5. Now, when it comes down to multiplayer, right? Here's the thing. Yeah. Are we going to all put us in one goddamn pool? Just forget. So you're going to have the Xbox One playing with guys on the Xbox One and the Xbox Scarlet, because some of the games might be 30 frames online for the, what I mean? Yep, what I mean? So that's going to be the tricky thing, because I remember, listen, shout out to Bob, but he was a weirdo. Man, they should have fragmented the community. Don't split up the frames. That's no fair. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I just bought a $5 console. If my shit can do 60 frames, let it do 60. It ain't, gaming ain't fair. You know what I mean? So, I just think I said for console game, a lot of shit seems taboo. Like, damn, because we're not used to it. When the new console come out, that's it for the previous generation. Now we're talking about online gaming and crossplay. Are they going to put the 360 guys there, just for example, they're going to stay, they have their own servers, or are they going to put them in one big fucking pool together? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, like, god damn. Well, even if this crossplay thing moves off into the future. You know what I mean? And like I said, you got rumors with Nintendo where they're making more powerful hardware. But rumors, like I said, their first party is going to work on everything. It comes down to, and Nintendo hasn't done this before. Like I said, I bought my daughter a 3DS because I forgot what color it was. But they had a new one, but she wanted this color. I finally found it. But then they had a game that she wanted. It couldn't work on the one that I just bought. Like, yeah, that's a 3DS. So, like I said, it is what it is, man.
And see, they don't mind. Nintendo don't mind. Nope, sorry, you got to buy the new one, the new DS, in order to play this game. And I think these companies going to have to be like that. I'm willing for them to leave somebody behind. I'm sorry, like Dunny D said, we have a system for you.
It's 5.5 gigabyte. Well, before we go, Switch releases a Pro, right? Switch Pro 4K.
Yeah.
Would you consider getting one? I know you get everything. Would you get one?
Yes. I have within this year of it being on the market. I have seen the pitfalls of this. At first, I was on cloud nine with the Switch. Oh, this shit awesome. Be able to play all my games on the go. But now, man, I'm seeing these multiplats come out running 360p and Nintendo DS resolutions, and I'm like, man, this is not the way. This system is too good of a system to be hindered by the weak hardware. So they need a revision, and it needs to be the Pro.
Would you feel slighted though? Like,
not really. For one, I only paid $2.99 for it, and for two, it's still usable. I can give it to my kids. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That they don't mind playing games at 360p, but I do. As the higher end or tier gamer, I would like that gap to close.
Here's the thing: you talk to a person who doesn't have a Switch, right? Person that don't have a Switch, right? And I didn't get the, I don't have a Switch, so if I was to get one, it would be the more powerful. But I didn't even think about the multiplats, right? I don't see myself buying a multiplat on the Switch if I have a PS4 and the Xbox. And again, unless they come, Nintendo, this thing, they have to come out with a kick-ass exclusive that I'm interested in, that I really, because I'm not, again, spending $400 to play Mario. I'm not going to do that. Like, man, I can't. I ain't got it in me,
I just don't understand. I don't understand Nintendo hardware team and what they be thinking.
They want to make, that's who raping the game. They want to make more bang for your buck, bro.
They raping the game.
$300 for no nothing.
Billions.
You know how many revisions they had? And they've had like 10 to 15 different revisions of the same goddamn console.
Yeah, the 3DS.
God damn.
Raping you. Hey, and
then online, forget about it.
And they never get clowned. They never.
Hey, yo, bro, somebody had the article on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it. I think Hard 8 posted. Fuck, nigga. And I think somebody that I follow, it has some sort, and they retweeted it. And they were saying like that, why do I need to sell for online? Reggie was like, yeah, Nintendo just does things differently over here. Cocky as hell. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what I mean? The online, I need a cell phone. Like, there's just too much going on, bro.
They fan base accept that shit, man. And they've gonna forever put out lower spec hardware, right? And their fan base is gonna buy it, and they're gonna keep revisioning your ass to death. Mm-hmm. They already sell you the same game since the 80s. And don't nobody say anything. Mm-hmm. Put Microsoft get clown for it. Now they hit you. I think the 3DS got, how many 3Ss was there?
That was a few.
I'm telling you, it was about 10 of them. 10 to 15 different
3DS Lite and SI,
the 2DS, the one with the 3D, the one without the 3D, the different configurations and
don't style. Nobody say, and they don't. Nobody say nothing. The media don't say nothing. They all up that shit and praise them for that. That shit's not cool. Look, yo.
Post, they start selling bro. They start selling the 3DSs without the power adapter, just the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's like, what the hell?
And they get away with it. That's anti-consumer, man. Like that's like you, and they do it purposely. They spend less money and make more. Yeah. And don't nobody in that community say nothing, you know what I'm saying, or anything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they in that community have a tendency to look down on Xbox community and play, but at least we get on Sony and Microsoft ass in terms of hardware and shit like that, and games and performance issues and stuff. They don't say nothing. Them motherfuckers just play at 280p and be good.
Yep. Listen, when we bring up specs to Baron, when we bring up the online thing, first thing he say is, "Don't nobody care. We don't want to hear about all that." Yeah. And it's like, as a gamer that bought the Switch, I care about it because I'm playing Tecmo Bowl. Shout out to Jay. I'm playing Tecmo Bowl against Jay, and we can't even talk with each other. All we can do is clap little Mario hands.
Hey, yo, Nintendo, Ruben Berg, shout out to Nintendo Shade to summon Baron. Listen.
Baron has the same thing. He might like that shit, but
yeah, he don't care.
Yeah,
I understand why
Nintendo guys don't care.
I grew up with
Nintendo, but Nintendo didn't grow with me.
Yeah,
because if you look at, I'm gonna give that shit to my kid. I'm not finna play that shit.
Yeah. Hey, Post. not to cut you off. Read Di Almighty Spartan God. Read how many switches. I mean, how many the DSs we had?
Okay, say we got the DS, the DSi, the DS Lite, the DXL, the DSi XL, 3DS, 3DS XL, 3D, 2DS, 2DS XL, new Nintendo 3DS, and 3DS XL.
You see that shit?
That's
you see
that that's on a whole nother level, bro. And don't nobody say nothing, but they'll tell Microsoft or Sony for umpteen amount of Halos or GT Sports games.
Yeah, you're right.
That's great. If you look at that, that's fucking. And the media don't say shit. They be applauding that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Microsoft or Sony couldn't get away with that.
Yeah.
They couldn't. Nintendo is the only one in the industry that can get away with that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it could be me. Before we go, he said last week the other body somebody said something about streaming, but I can't say they really robbing the cradle. Well, that's it, man. Before we go, any of you guys, last question to ask you guys, any of you guys interested in Google Project Stream or no?
Nah.
I signed up for it just to check it out. I'm gonna see if I get in just to check it out.
I seen Obi-Wan playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the Google Cloud, not Google, on the Switch. I guess that's Cloud ran.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing with the whole Switch Cloud thing, right? They did it in Japan, because everybody in Japan has a minimum a gig or two up and down. Yeah. So that's that environment. They have the infrastructure that's built for that, so they can do that. They never have to drop a native Switch game ever. They stuff still gonna run good. But over here in the States and over in Europe, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it only a beat for certain people who, especially with all the what's the names? I can't.
But how do you listen? Let's say you leave a house, right? Switch is a mobile system. It's a hybrid. You leave a house, you cannot play that shit.
Yeah, shit. It's just not for me, man. Because the online, I just can't get it, man. But
we're working on something where it's gonna be wireless over the whole city.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A couple cities doing that where no matter where you at, you gonna have.
That's that Nikola Tesla shit. Come outside, have free energy for everybody. Your phone, everything, and charge up. That's old school. Yeah. Tesla was working on that shit back. They shut them down though. The bank Chase P. Morgan shut them down. But the wireless energy and shit, you know what I mean?
The wireless energy, it's all Intel with the Earth. Well, I ain't finna get it, but it's all Intel with the magnetic fields of the Earth electricity.
Yeah, snatch it down from exactly. Yeah, but again, if you guys enjoyed the last minute show I'll put together, thank you for rocking out. Again, if you like I said, all asses hit the like button. Shout everybody that rocked out and support the show, the truth in the chat. My man Ruben Burke, let me make you an admin. My man Chunk was going. Y'all was bugging out in that shit.
And the Chunks was going.
They was cutting up in that chat, man. Word up. But thank you. Like I said, my kids got to switch that thing. It's nothing but a dust collector. Jamal King, my brother, Danny Stab. Again, best beats games in life. Shout out to him. And they can work at the Brooklyn Zoo. Shout out to him. That nigga's an animal trainer, fighting lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. But we out of here, man. Best game out. The last match you guys going across the board. Best game that's out right now on either platform. Can be multi-plat, can be exclusive. What's the hottest game? What's right? New game came out.
The hottest right now?
Yeah, that came out within the last month.
Spider-Man.
I
mean, that's without a doubt. Spider-Man. Hey, and them MPDs finna get ready to come out too. So.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Pretty soon I'll be dropping a video experience with the PS4 Pro. I think about Spider-Man. I got a few more other games to play. I haven't played any other games I have. I'm like, yo, percent through on Spider-Man right now.
You know what's dope though? I'm gonna say before we go about you post and you just getting one is that you can get up so many gems for like $10, bro. Uncharted 4, Horizon, all that shit dirt cheap. Bloodborne, all that shit cheap. I mean, you know what I mean? All that shit is dirt cheap. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody. What you say?
For some reason, I'm looking forward to playing the Order 18.
You know, I'm gonna say this right. It had its issues. I like the story. To me, I like Rise. Looked beautiful. It had its bugs and stuff, but the story was dope. Like he was. Oh, I didn't tell you what happened at the end.
Even though it got low score, but from my perspective, it interests me. It always interests me.
Yeah, like I don't know what they call them, Lucian, the liking, whatever the hell they would call it. It was like some Illuminati shit.
It's a great game. It looks good. It plays well. It only got a lot of shit for being, I guess, somebody did a speed run on it and they said you can beat it within 6 hours. So it had negative publicity before it even dropped.
I don't mean
that. I know, but that on top of there are things that they could have did in the game to, you know, it's a linear game, but it's meant to tell you a story. It's meant to be like a movie and a lot of cinematic. What I say. So a lot of guys, you got to realize, right? There's a lot of guys out here that only like big open world games, or they like just regular shooters. And you try to get them to play anything other than that, they're gonna call it trash.
Hold up.
That's why.
When does Soul Calibur come out?
Yeah. When does what?
Soul Calibur come out?
Is it next in a week or two?
Yeah, so I gotta get on my grind. Let me get to finish this goddamn Spider-Man. And then I can do what's called. So
don't forget, CARD comes out.
I ain't never really been to the Call of Duty thing.
No. This is a you're gonna like this, Z. It's not. There's not a single player, but it's a battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the PUBG, Call of Duty on PUBG. I thought it was gonna be shitty, but I played it on the PC, and when I say it's a game changer, it's a game changer, man.
Yeah, I try.
Well, World at War.
For another new one,
the new Call of Duty. Yeah,
they said you got Soul Calibur coming out on the 19th. You got to get that. Since I got Soul Calibur, Duty, Assassin's Creed, I want to play it. I know I want to play that.
Yeah, they said that.
I got to finish Spider-Man.
It's gonna end PUBG.
It is. Listen, I'm the opposite fan of a card. You know, I buy every 5th card that comes out. That's how much I fucking hate COD, but this one here is, oh man, it's a game changer. And here's the thing, I don't mind paying $60 just for the multiplayer game, and that's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Like, yes, my man MVS and Nintendo sucks dick. Jesus Christ. But anyway, man, if you guys enjoyed the show, I have 250 people here watching live. I got 88 likes, man. Come on, fuck with your boy, man. If you hate me, and listen. Also, too, if you say what's up to me on Twitter, I will be officially out of Twitter jail. By next Friday. Yeah, free next gen. We out here, man.
Thank you.